So at first I wanted to sit here and say like I felt that I still wasn't doing much. But that's incredibly inaccurate. And that's just a feeling. That's lying to myself. That feeling of like you didn't do enough this week, it's not real. Because in fact, there are a few things I did that I would say went to the better version of myself. And in fact, my whole theme these past couple weeks of de-isolating myself. So I guess what I'm feeling when I look at this past week is doubt. And for some reason, even though I did numerous things to push myself further into visibility, to push myself further into being uncomfortable, to I'm probably gonna clip this out. It gives me anxiety to be so open and honest with y'all. Why would I clip it out? Because I doubt it? No, I guess we'll leave some of it in there. No matter what I did this week, I still doubt what I did. Honestly, I would like to think I did everything with a mindset of we need to de-isolate ourselves. We need to push ourselves further. And I think the biggest de-isolating moment, going against my instincts or my habits, would be the fact that I attended a company Christmas dinner. If you don't know me, I mean, technically I work like 2-ish jobs, 3-ish, I guess. Like, who's counting? But technically I do work in a pharmacy. And we had a dinner I didn't plan on going to, a dinner I felt just wasn't for me. I didn't want to go. I don't know. I'm in this weird stage where I want more. And in my mind, I kept telling myself, if you go to this company celebration, this dinner with your team, you're essentially going to be rolling around in the mud, and that is not going to help you align to the version of you that no longer works that shift job. That is what I was saying. And as it sounds so rude, I think that's why I don't like to say it out loud, because it's not like my coworkers are mud or pigs rolling around or like dirt. That's just kind of how I was feeling. So I didn't want to go. And day of, I decided I think I want to go. I kept questioning it. I was like, you know what if I have fun? They like to go out. So originally it's dinner and go out. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll go. Let me see what time it is, where it's at, because for some magical unknown reason, the work group chat doesn't pop up on my phone anymore. So I think at one point I deleted it, but I think I accidentally like left it. But then on their end, it still says I'm in it, but it doesn't show up on my phone. And I know I didn't block it because I'm just not I don't really block things like that. But so I'm like, let me figure out what time, where, whatever. So I asked my friend, I'm like, hey, what time is it at? Where is it? And she, gives me all the details. And she's like, but we are playing White Elephant. So if you want to play, make sure you bring a gift. So I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah, I'll play a game. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. I go to the store. I get a gift card because I feel like that would be the simplest thing. So I go, whatever, that's besides the point. I get my gift card, and as I'm getting in the car to go home, because at that point dinner was in an hour and a half, my friend calls me and she's like, hey, I don't think I'm gonna go tonight. And I was like, well, what do you mean? You're the one who was asking me. You're telling me I should go. And so now here I am going, and now you're not going, right? And she just is listing all of these reasons why she's questioning it. And I was just like, let's be honest, you're not going. Like, if you were me, like, don't be me. I will tell you, I think, but I know I'm not going. And so I was like, you're not going. Plus, everything she was listing out, it just sounded ridiculous to go. And so I'm like, okay, I'm still gonna go because I already set my mind on this. So now I'm gonna go. Whoever is there is there. And so I go home, get dressed, I go. And dinner was fun. It was fun. It was nice talking to these individuals I work with. And then I wasn't going to go out, but there's actually this karaoke bar right next door to where we had dinner, and they wanted to go there. And you know what? I went. I went to the karaoke bar. I didn't drink, but surprisingly, I still got up and sang karaoke. Well, not surprisingly. Like this girl, shout out to Crystal Lynn. She's like, "Will you sing with me? Will you sing with me?" Right? Blah 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 blah. One thing that will get me is like if people want to do something and they're kind of afraid of doing it on their own, or they'd want somebody else to accompany them. Like I get it. I get that feeling. I used to hate doing things by myself. I've gotten better, but when people are like, I want to sing, will you sing with me? Like, oh, I won't do it if you don't do it. It will kind of get me because I'm like, okay, I want you to do, like, I want you to live out this little dream you have. This dream, like she wants to be a karaoke singer. Um, like that's her career. No, like this little, just, this urge you have to sing. So I was like, fine, I will sing, right? Sober, I go sing, and then I sing again, and then again, and then again. I sing 4 times sober. And I'm like, this is so out of character for me. One, I didn't even want to come. I didn't even want to go to dinner. So I wasn't going to go out. 2, I ended up coming out. 3, completely sober. I am singing karaoke on a stage in front of all these people. And that just was like, that was my moment. Like, hey, you're de-isolating. You need to let go of this visibility wound. And here we are. I went on this big rant. I was supposed to set the scene, and here I am setting the scene. Honestly, so when it comes to this whole aspect, I was extremely anxious. If you don't know me personally, well, you're going to get to know me. We're going to get to know me right now. I have anxiety in like the moments where it's like, doesn't make any sense to have anxiety. But when it is completely normal, understandable, and expected to have anxiety is when I do not have any anxiety. So I'm probably the kind of person who can, probably stand in the middle of the grocery store screaming at the top of his lungs and not care that everybody's like, what the heck is happening? Is that man okay? Is he mentally okay? But, if you start asking me too many questions, I hate feeling like I'm being interrogated or I'm in an interview, and I will get so anxious. Or public speaking, that gets me too. Like if I'm in a big, I don't even know if it's just public speaking. It might just be like large crowds or settings. I get very anxious. So on this stage, I'm like looking around like, oh my gosh. It's not like I was like selling out the stadium or anything, but there was, I would say like, right, I'm going to count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, maybe, I don't know how many people, but either way, I was up there singing karaoke, multiple handfuls of people in front of me. And I thought to myself, 1, I don't even know if y'all are real. Why am I going to have anxiety when I don't even know if you're real? For all I know, I'm going to leave and you're going to disappear into existence. 2, I was extremely nerve-wracked. Like I was so nervous, but still like I'm going to sing. Because I feel like that would be even more embarrassing if I'm standing up there nervous and I like don't sing. Like that would be more embarrassing. So I'm singing, whatever, trying to like remain calm. And honestly, I don't even remember what all these people looked like. Like I feel like the lights were blinding me or something. But it just reminded me, honestly, I don't know what it reminded me. It didn't remind me anything. It inspired me because that was me. I did that. That was so out of character, but in reality, that was character. That was me. And nobody, like, what are they going to do? Boo at you? I don't know. I don't know if people do that. I don't know if that's real. If you just see it in movies, that's never happened to me. Of course, I've never been exactly in a situation to get booed at, but yada, yada. And in all honesty, like, I'm looking around like, okay, even if y'all did start booing me, you want me to feel what? Judged by all of these intoxicated individuals sitting in front of me? I think not. After all of this, there's this thought in my mind, like, where did I learn that getting on stage and talking or large groups of individuals was a bad thing or anything to be anxious about? Who taught me that? Where did I learn that? There's not a moment in my mind that I can think of where I was like, hey, this is what we need to adapt. This is what we need. This is what we're going to program our brain to think. I do not recall any of that. And it just reinforced this thing in my mind, reinforced this idea. Maybe it isn't all real. Maybe you just thought it was real and you put it into, like, you imagined it into reality. Am I cured of anxiety? Right. Chill. So now at this point, I'm questioning. Sorry, we're not closing off. Now at this point, I'm questioning, where did this come from? You know, when you're trying to get an animal to step out of its cage, like your new cat or dog that you brought home, you open the cage and it'll put like one paw out. It'll feel the ground. It'll put its paw back in the cage. It'll put the next one out, pull it back into the cage. And eventually it'll put one paw out and then the next until it is no longer in the cage and it's found its way to exploring this new home it has, this new place, this new environment. That's how I feel when I think back. If I think into like a retrospective manner, or even if the future me was watching itself or himself, what would it look like? What's happening? What would it see? What would he see? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm a human being. Sounds like something an alien would say. And honestly, being on that stage, well, actually, no, I'd love to say I had this awakening of my true desire, but in reality, I've always liked attention. Not all the time. Like I do. Maybe somebody told me it was bad to enjoy attention. So now I have anxiety to prevent me from enjoying that attention, but I truly enjoy attention. And I 100% used to be like, oh, I don't want attention. I just get attention. Yeah, maybe it's because you're the loudest person in the building. Good, be louder. It's kind of got me thinking. I feel like this is the perfect time for some out of the box moment, some inspirational philosophical question or realization. Got me the new Sigmund Freud. I don't even know his name. For all I know, I said that wrong. In this moment, I don't think I have the words. I don't know. For some reason, all I can see in my mind is like, you know, I don't know the movie. I don't know what it's called, but that girl who thought she couldn't walk, she thought she was paralyzed, but it was because her mom was giving her like dog medication or something. And it was never real. The kid just believed it because that is all they knew. Okay, so let's think. Let's look at this a different way. If everything that happened this past week, or this moment I'm referring to, this whole thing I've been talking about, attention, if this is alignment, if this came from the best version of myself, what am I noticing? What is it doing for me? And what is it trying to tell me? Okay, let's spin this around and look at it as the aligned best version of myself. Looking back, what am I noticing? A pattern. Attention, and mental struggles that were simply figments of my imagination and I brought into reality. They had no real cause, no real point of origin, except for me. I did them. I made them. I adopted this belief on my behalf. I voluntarily took it and claimed it. It was not forced upon me. It was not. So with those habits, I feel like it's a message to myself. One, you need to sharpen these skills. And maybe it's coming from my future self. Maybe it's coming from Afnan. You need to command attention. You need to monetize on that attention. Build a brand worth the attention of the entire world, the entire universe, actually. I think this is letting me know I need to be prepared to be a public figure. This is the universe saying, hey, we're going to put you on blast. All lights on you. Lights, camera, action. Let's get a grip. That's what the universe, that's what the best version of me is telling myself. I feel like every time I come to this part of the video where I'm supposed to question what I would do different or what the future version of me would do differently, I always have the same realization that I already did it differently. I already got up on stage. I sang 4 songs. I got up on stage 4 times. I embraced it, which is exactly what the future me would do. And I am going to take that as a win because that means I'm aligning. That means the future is closer than you think. I think when it comes to this past week, there was a lot of anxiety and fear, we need to turn that fear into excitement, that anxiety into excitement. If I can remember correctly, Mel Robbins said your brain doesn't know the difference, according to a Harvard study, as she always points out. Your brain doesn't know the difference. It's up to you to set it apart. No, note to me, this is my diary. I need you to remember that you are deserving of everything the world has to offer. I need you to remember that this anxiety, these mental battles you've adopted have no real stance in your life. They're not as real as they think. Mental barriers or mindsets you've adopted have no real stance in your life. You made them up. It's time to take them apart. And now I feel like I'm spinning because in reality, attention comes naturally, but so does the anxiety. But it's really because this whole time, attention is what is going to take me further. And I'm like hearing it in my head, all eyes on you.